Hello, aspiring chemists. Welcome to an exciting journey through the world of chemistry. Today, we are diving into a fundamental concept in the classification of elements and periodicity in properties, valency. This topic is absolutely crucial for understanding how atoms combine to form molecules, and it's a cornerstone for your G-main preparation. We'll explore valency from its basic definitions to advanced, competitive insights, ensuring you're well-equipped for any challenge. Let's get started. Let's begin our exploration with the basics. What exactly is valency, and why is it so important for atoms? Valency, at its core, is the combining capacity of an element. Think of it as how many hands an atom has to form bonds with other atoms. Atoms bond to achieve a stable electron configuration, typically an octet of 8 valence electrons, or a duplet of 2 for elements like hydrogen. This stability is the driving force behind all chemical reactions. Understanding valency helps us predict the formulas of compounds and how elements interact. Determining valency is quite straightforward for main group elements. If an element has 1 to 4 valence electrons, its valency is usually equal to that number. For instance, sodium with 1 valence electron has a valency of 1. If an element has 5 to 8 valence electrons, its valency is typically 8 minus the number of valence electrons. So, oxygen, with 6 valence electrons, has a valency of 2. Noble gases, already stable with a full octet, generally have a valency of 0, as they don't need to form bonds. This table provides clear examples for hydrogen, sodium, oxygen, chlorine, and carbon. Now, it's your turn to apply what you've learned. Here are 3 practice questions to test your understanding of basic valency. Take a moment to think about them. What is the valency of magnesium? If an element has 1s superscript to 2s superscript to p superscript 3 configuration, what's its valency? And why do noble gases have 0 valency? Pause the video, work them out, and then we'll move on. Ready to dive a bit deeper? Let's explore the nuances of valency, including its different types and how it varies across the periodic table. Valency isn't always just one type. We distinguish between electrovalency and covalency. Electrovalency, or ionic valency, refers to the number of electrons an atom loses or gains to form an ionic bond, corresponding to the charge on its ion. For example, Na has an electrovalency of +1. Covalency, on the other hand, is the number of electron pairs an atom shares to form covalent bonds, like carbon's covalency of 4 in methane. These distinct types help us understand the nature of chemical bonds. The periodic table beautifully illustrates trends in valency. As you move across a period from left to right, valency generally increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases back to 0. This pattern reflects the changing number of valence electrons and the atom's tendency to lose or gain electrons to achieve stability. Down a group, elements typically share the same valency because they possess the same number of valence electrons, leading to similar chemical behavior. Interestingly, many elements, especially transition metals and some p-block elements, exhibit variable valency. This means they can show different combining capacities in different compounds. This phenomenon arises from factors like the participation of inner shell d electrons in bonding, the inert pair effect in heavier elements where ns superscript 2 electrons are less reactive, and the promotion of electrons to vacant d orbitals, allowing for more unpaired electrons and thus higher valency states. Understanding variable valency is key to comprehending the rich chemistry of these elements. Before we move on, let's solidify your understanding with these 5 medium-level practice questions. They'll challenge you to differentiate between types of valency, explain periodic trends, and understand variable valency. Take your time, analyze each question, and apply the concepts we've just discussed. Good luck! Now, let's elevate our understanding. We'll connect valency to more advanced theories and explore its limitations. the modern IUPAC definition of valency refines our understanding, defining it as the maximum number of univalent atoms an element can combine with or substitute. This definition is more precise than simply combining capacity. Several factors influence valency. The electronic configuration is paramount, but electronegativity also plays a role in covalent bonding. Atomic size affects how many bonds an atom can form, and crucially, the availability of vacant orbitals, especially d orbitals in period 3 and beyond, allows for electron promotion and thus higher valencies, as seen in phosphorus and sulfur. Valency is deeply intertwined with fundamental bonding theories. Lewis dot structures and the octet rule provide the initial framework for predicting valency. VSEPR theory, while focused on molecular geometry, implicitly supports valency by dictating bond arrangements. Hybridization theory, however, offers a more explicit explanation, showing how atomic orbitals mix to form hybrid orbitals, directly accounting for the observed valencies and geometries in molecules like carbon in methane. These theories provide a powerful toolkit for understanding why atoms bond the way they do. The diagonal relationship in the periodic table, where elements of the second period share properties with elements diagonally placed in the third period, often extends to their valency. For instance, lithium and magnesium, or beryllium and aluminum, exhibit similar valency patterns and compound characteristics. However, the simple concept of valency has its limitations. It struggles to explain the intricate bonding in coordination compounds, where concepts like coordination number are more apt. It also falls short for non-stoichiometric compounds and molecules exhibiting resonance, highlighting the need for more sophisticated models. Time to test your analytical skills with these 7 challenging questions. They require you to connect valency with advanced theories, explain exceptions, and understand its limitations. Think critically about hybridization, electronegativity, diagonal relationships, and the nuances of complex compounds. These questions are designed to prepare you for the deeper conceptual demands of GME. Pause, ponder, and solve. All right, future engineers and scientists, prepare to delve into the most advanced aspects of valency. This level will push your understanding to competitive depths, incorporating concepts from across chemistry. Beyond simple valency, in coordination chemistry, we use terms like coordination number and ligancy. Coordination number is the total number of sigma bonds a central metal forms with ligands, not necessarily its classical valency. Ligancy refers to the number of donor atoms. Werner's theory elegantly explains this with primary valency, which is the metal's oxidation state, and secondary valency, which is its coordination number. For example, in NaCl, cobalt's primary valency is +3, and its secondary valency is 6. This distinction is crucial for understanding the structure and stability of these fascinating compounds. The effective atomic number, or EAN rule, is a significant concept for coordination complexes. It suggests that stable complexes often have a central metal atom that achieves the electron count of the nearest noble gas. EAN is calculated as Z minus the oxidation state plus 2 times the coordination number. While not a strict law, it's a powerful tool for predicting stability and preferred valencies, especially in metal carbonyls. Furthermore, for very heavy elements, relativistic effects, where electrons move at high speeds, can significantly alter orbital energies and sizes, leading to unexpected valencies or stability of certain oxidation states, like the enhanced inert pair effect or Gold's unique chemistry. In solid-state chemistry, particularly with non-stoichiometric compounds like Fe.O, the idea of a fixed valency becomes complex. Crystal defects, such as missing metal ions, necessitate that some ions adopt higher oxidation states to maintain charge neutrality, leading to an average, non-integer, bulk valency. This phenomenon is vital for understanding material properties. Moving into computational chemistry, modern methods like DFT and ab initio calculations offer a sophisticated lens. They analyze electron density distributions, bond orders, and charges, providing a quantitative and detailed understanding of bonding and valency that goes far beyond classical definitions, aiding in the design and prediction of new materials. The evolution of the valency concept, from simple combining capacity to complex computational models, reflects the growing sophistication of chemistry. It underpins our understanding of everything from basic molecular structure to advanced material science and catalytic mechanisms. This journey from simple rules to relativistic effects and quantum calculations demonstrates how fundamental concepts evolve. Mastery of valency, in all its forms, is not just about passing an exam, it's about building a robust foundation for your future in science and engineering, enabling you to decipher the intricate language of chemical interactions. Now, let's tackle the toughest challenges. Here are the first 5 questions designed to test your comprehensive understanding of valency at a G advanced level. These questions require you to synthesize knowledge from coordination chemistry, relativistic effects, solid-state defects, and computational approaches. Remember to think critically and apply all the concepts we've explored. Take your time to formulate your answers, as these are meant to be thought-provoking and complex. And here are the remaining 5 questions for the hardest level. These problems will further challenge your grasp of advanced valency concepts, including variable valency in transition metals, isomerism in coordination compounds, molecular orbital theory, hypervalency, and the influence of effective nuclear charge. These are the kinds of questions that distinguish top performers in competitive exams. Analyze each scenario thoroughly, connect different theories, and demonstrate your mastery of the subject. You've got this. You've journeyed through the fascinating world of valency, from its basic definition to its most complex applications. We hope this deep dive has strengthened your understanding and prepared you for your G-Main exams. For more such comprehensive educational content, practice questions, and expert guidance, visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for continuous learning. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep excelling. See you in the next session.